Okay, so this video is gonna be pretty fast, and in this video we are actually gonna talk about a little bit about the shader of the eye. We are not gonna be texturing the eye, just like we've done with the skin, but we are only gonna look at the shader. So yeah, we already have the model. We've already created the model, and also we have sculpted the iris in the previous video. So yes, we can actually start talking about the shader. As you can see, this is actually the shader that I've already set it up. We are just going to talk about it. So first thing first, if you were to just look at it, that's how the shader looks. If you were to just look at the HDRI, as you can see that I've basically removed all the saturation so that we can only focus on the real colors. And as you can see, we actually have a transparency mask that we are using in the shader. So just look, so let's just look at it. Now, you can see that I have the eyeball selected, and the iris is obviously inside, and that's how the eyeball actually looks if you were to just go into the local viewport. The way that we have actually created the mask is pretty simple. If you were to just look at it, by the way, this is how the mask actually looks like, and there are two shader, one for the white part and one for the transparent or translucent part. This mask is basically just separating out both of these shaders. So if you want to know, obviously just keep on watching the video because that's what I'm going to be talking about now. But right now I'm just like showing you the factor which I think I didn't really had to show you. But yes, you can see that's how it looks. And with the mask actually being inputted into the factor, you can basically just create this effect. So now that we know how this mask is basically working, obviously it's not like super correct, but we are gonna adjust it a bit later. Let's talk about some of the stuff that is going on in the shader first, and then we can just talk about the mask. So as you can see, the base color is completely white. There is no roughness. The roughness is 0. The specular is actually zero point 0.5, so it is default. As you can see, the value is 1, which means it is pure white, not gray, but pure white. Roughness again is 0, which means we don't want any of the roughness. We basically want clear reflections. The IOR is 1.33. Now, this value is something that I've googled and I basically average it out. You obviously can just try your own. And obviously, the transmission is gonna be at 100% so that you can actually just see through everything. So yeah, this is basically the shader for the lens part. And yeah, the subsurface scattering version that I'm using in this case, it doesn't really matter, but I usually just like to use random walk. In this case, it doesn't matter because it does not contain any of the subsurface, because it is obviously transmission. It is transparent or translucent, whatever you actually call the glass. And for the eyeball, we are actually going to be using something similar that we've used for the skin. So base color is just for the visualization. By the way, this is something that we are going to paint. So let's actually just forget about it. Uh, but yeah, you can like see the color. And if you really want to, you can just copy it, even though it is just going to be replaced in the future. And yeah, the subsurface value is actually similar to the previous, the similar to the skin and also the colors. So as you can see, by the way, I have not added anything to the subsurface color. So let me actually just do that right now. So for R, it is gonna be 1. For green, it is going to be 0.35. And for blue, it is gonna be 0.2. So that is also the same thing in the subsurface radius. So let me just put that over there. And that's basically what our values for the shader is. And in the future, when we'll actually start texturing and we are gonna start doing some of the test renders, we are just gonna try tweaking it. But yes, for the subsurface, um, we are actually using random walk fixed radius because I think this actually gives one of the most accurate results. So that's what I'm using for like roughness or spec. Again, I've told you that we are gonna do some test renders. So let's actually just go to the mask and how we have created the mask. So as you can see, I am actually using the geometry, like geometry node, and then I am just separating out the. Okay, so let me just show you. I am just showing you where you can actually find the geometry. So this is basically how you would find the geometry. And then I am just separating out the X, Y, Z. In this case, I am using the Y axis. So as you can clearly see, and because it is in the middle, I needed to add a little bit of white. So I have just used the math node, and in the math node I am using the add, so that we basically can shift this black on the negative y axis. So I am just adding a little bit of white. In this case, you can see the way you can basically move around this particular part. And after we have added the add node, you can actually use the color ramp to basically increase the contrast in between. So with the color ramp node, if I can just click on it, so I am just showing you how it would look without the color ramp and without the contrast. So as you can see, it is like a pretty smooth transition, which we obviously don't want. And in order to fix that, I had to use the color ramp node, which basically create this mask. This was basically the reason we are using the color ramp. And for this video, it is basically what I wanted to show you. In the next video, we are actually just gonna start texturing the eye. So yeah, I'm just gonna see you in that one.